welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my stream. We're here at KBS1, and this evening I am going to doing a bit of SS14 map making in the effort to create some engineering and Atmos chill. I've been on having a long project with this map called the Kanite Class, and in the effort of doing so, eventually the whole bloody place has to be powered, and also there has to be gases going everywhere that it can't necessarily only be supplied by my rear end. So here we are, and as you can see, I have already done a little bit of engineering. Provisionally, I've decided to go with a sort of a new approach to engineering, which is to say, I have decided that there are 4 engines. This is not a Star Trek reference with, there are 3 lights and there are 4 lights. No. There are really 4 engines. Sorry, I'm just sorting out a thing here I'm sat on. All right, here we go. So normally there would only be 1 engine. Well, that's not true. Usually there's a couple of different types of engines on a Space Station 14 station. And, well, there just isn't in this case. I have made a design that also has, for each engine, there are 3 generators, which takes plasma. And I have a storage here for plasma. Now, I'm not completely set on this idea yet. It was nonetheless the thing that came to me and sort of told me in my brain to go, well, if there's going to be a breakdown of this engine, maybe this space could be used for backup engine. I don't know. But let's try it. Let's try it for now. I've also placed some gravity generator here. This is going to be the permanent gravity generator for this station. I think originally when I was building this place and I sort of ran around and tested it, I put in a temporary mini gravity generator, which obviously, now that I have this other thing, needs to go away. And for anyone who might watch this later, map making in SS14 in its current iteration can be quite arduous. I have a huge amount of respect for those that have gone before me and done this very manually, because it is sort of a very arduous process, especially once you're building something this size. And this, by the way, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the scale of things in SS14, or just in SS13 for that matter, this is what would be considered a small station in many respects. The station is meant to support something like, I don't know, up to 40, maybe 50 players, maybe. Probably less than that, but 40 sounds like a good number to me. So let's get to the business of the day, which is going to be engineering. And I think what I'm going to do, I had sort of an idea along the way, which was to create the chief engineer's office in this space here. And I thought, I looked at that for a little bit, and it occurred to me that that I have made something of that size before, which I have, it turns out. I once designed a ship in SS14 which had the same exact size office, and I thought to myself, I kind of liked that design. I liked the way I had made the original thing, which was in a ship called the Praeda, which is this guy. Check this out. This was something I made for a server called Frontier Station. And you can see here, this has a lovely little chief engineer's office here, and I thought to myself, that might do. So let's steal the idea from myself, which obviously is not really a thing. You don't steal your own ideas, which is also good because, as you can see, I ran a heavy voltage wire through this space. I might have to do something in order to make it so that this is not going to go under walls. We'll see about that. But for now, let us put in some table. Some table. A gambling table. That might be funny. Ah, yes. Come into my office. Also bring your cards. That's pretty good. And I was also going to have a power monitoring computer, which needs to go on top of a heavy voltage wire, which is why it's a good thing that that's there. And then we need to put in some other stuff. I'm thinking I need a fax machine. This is very important to have fax machines. Very, very important. So let's put that there. And we need, just for the sake of marking the area, we're going to have a chair. Could be a pilot seat, just for funsies. It's like, ah, yes. I am very well sat. The pilot seat of a prestigious... I don't know, it just doesn't work, but it just looks cool. I'm definitely going to have a comfy chair. You're not going to be chief engineer and not sit comfortably. I mean, duh. That's just not happening, is it? We need a suit storage. We need to find the chief engineer's suit, which is this guy. A fancy high-tech storage unit made for storing spacesuits. Yes. Very, very important. And then we're going to have a locker. I think there is one. Yes. Chief engineer's locker. We need one of those. We're going to need a bed, because somewhere to sleep is good. It's very good. And then it used to be that I had this safe with a gun in it for the chief engineer, but honestly, I don't really need that. I think I'd rather have a wooden table. And on top of this wooden table, I'm going to have maybe I could have a lamp. A desk lamp. Would that be... No, this is a weird lamp for that. A magical lamp? What's so magical about this thing? The Wizard Federation had to cut costs after the gin merchandise scandal somehow. No, I don't think so. There's an interrogator lamp. There's a... Yeah, I don't know. We're definitely going to have a guitar, because if there's one thing the chief engineer needs, it is a guitar. Because, you know, how else are you going to guitar? You can't. Alright. Then we're going to have... No, that's Quartermaster's. Where is... Ah, there is C's bedsheet. And he is going to need curtain. I figure he should have some fancy orange curtains. That looks pretty good. I figure that looks pretty good. And then we're also going to need a disposal unit. And I'm going to put that here. And of course, I'm going to have a chair, just a normal chair. For when there's visitors, you can sit there on a normal chair. You're not that special, obviously. And then we are going to put in... We need some atmospherics. Let's see now. How did that go? This one is the scrubber, and this one is the air vent. So the air vent... Let us make... What should I make here? Should I make a window here? And then be able to bring in... Then be able to bring in the air vent that way? Let's try it. Let us try it. The good old college try, excuse me. Ooh. Very, very tired. That's what I am. No, actually, I'm not sure that was gonna work. Let's not worry about the wall for a second, and let's see if we can't put this in a regular way. Let's delete this. Pipe debug. The reason I do it this way is because there are a couple of ways you can delete things. You can right click and find what you want to delete in a pile of things, or you can just click it directly. And, well, I'd rather just not risk it sometimes. Sometimes deleting things directly can be very, very risky. You might end up deleting something you don't want to delete. There are many ways to accomplish these things. Let's see if we can't... See if we can't put things in... Well... For the moment, let us try it thusly. Bendy pipe that way. Straight pipe this way. And then a bendy pipe that way. Which means we can now do air vent. So. And a scrubber this way. It looks pretty okay. Let us put some solid wall back. Well, maybe actually, come to think of it, maybe a chief engineer should have reinforced walls. I think that seems like a good idea. Reinforced wall. Let's see now. Up this way. That way. Oops, might misclick. Oh, we have a... Let's see, confession says, I'd move the vent one down so it's under the chair and not the table. Also might add windows. I'm not sure what the benefit is of putting it under the chair rather than the table. Presumably it still works the same way. But we can surely try that for the sake of it. You know, I'm not opposed to the idea. Let's see. Air vent. Put that here. No, wait. One more deletion. Air vent. Wood table. No. Wrong table. Gamble table? Gamble. This is a gambling chief engineer. Can't take that from him. Reinforced wall. Here. And... There are going to be things, though, that I am placing under walls because it simply isn't, in all cases, feasible to run things properly. Though, come to think of it, I could probably rewire this so that it doesn't go exactly under the wall. I'm sure I could do it some other way. Let us try grill. Confession says, in case it needs to be worked on for whatever reason, in some systems, some things could travel through vents, or maybe so you can weld it shut in Atmos if is screwy. Fair point. I do actually, in most cases, try to make everything I create as close to being properly serviceable as possible. It's not always feasible, and so you have to, in some cases, make sacrifices. One of the things I hate, I do in fact deeply dislike the idea of running wires and everything under walls, but sometimes it is not possible to avoid it. It just isn't. Reinforced wall. Let us give this a go and say we need an airlock. Chief engineer. He gets a solid door. And let's see, what kind of window? Should we have plasma window? Should he be a fancy chief engineer? Or should he just be a chief engineer? I think he should have plasma window. At least until I change my mind about it. Confession says it fits the decor. It does. What else can we put in here? Well, I want to also tile this space. Tile. You know, I got so well ahead of myself, I forgot to put the good musics on. But we have been talking, so that's not a problem. Let's have some stuff going in the back. Let's see. Oh yeah. That's pretty good. I like this. Riven says, SS13, fuck yeah, coming to America. That would be a funny character to play in SS14. Yeah. What if that would be? Oh, I just thought. What if you're a character who used to be in SS13, and you suddenly enter the world of SS14, and that's a whole experience for you. Everything just seems different to you. So you express it somehow. You're just all confused. Like, why is nobody sort of moving from, you know, tile to tile? I don't know if you'd say it like that, but, you know, everything is fluent, and suddenly there are stations that are moving. It's like, that doesn't happen. Has the universe changed? What happened? Did I fall into a coma? I don't get it. Let's just do this real quick, just to see what it looks like. I've decided one of the styles I'm employing is every scrubber and air vent gets this kind of mini tile thing, because I don't know. Usually you do this sort of thing in real life. At least I've seen it plenty of times. Oh, we need a carpet. We should have an orange carpet, because you need orange carpets. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, I know what else we need. We need blue circuit floor. This is another one of my styles. Every computer I tend to put like blue circuit floor underneath. Not because you have to, but because, well, because. That's why. Could also put the green one under the suit storage here to mark that out. And then we could have... Should we have a different... Ooh, a new type of carpet. That looks fancy. Oh, no, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Oh, wait a minute. It did work. Meh, don't like it. Green carpet. Maybe? Carpeted disposal. Riven says, I was actually thinking of the song Team America original soundtrack, but that would be funny too. Like, oh, you mean America? No, I don't know what Team America is, but I'm just always thinking of that song. America, fuck yeah, coming in to save the motherfucking day, yeah. It's a good song. I like it. I can't make myself like this carpet I just added here. I know what I need. Coming in to save the motherfucking station. Yeah, that could work. We need decals. We need a decal. And then we need some light. This would be... No, I should probably put this here. Let's see. Let us test. It's very important to test when you build things. Is it better to put it somewhere else? Ooh, there's a glowing tree. We can put a glowing tree in here. Nice. I'm not sure why I should do that, but we can. Let's try it this way. Let's leave it there for a second. And then we're going to add a high capacity APC, which I will put... Where should I put this thing? Right above... Oh, I could put it behind the suit storage. That would... would that be weird? I could put it here instead. That would probably... I don't know. I need to be serviceable, but I also don't want it to be facing too much outwards where it's easy to get it. So I thought if I put it behind the suit storage, you can still get to it if you open the suit storage, and there would be 2 layers of wall behind it that would protect it. Put it over the bed. Put it behind the locker, or maybe over the table. The table probably wouldn't be a bad choice either. Let's try that. Yeah. I feel in the mood for a cigar. Does anybody else feel like a cigar? I kind of do. I'm putting a cigar on this man's table. And then he needs matches. Matchbox. If you ever see somebody light a cigar with a lighter, that's a war crime. You should not be doing that. Or they should not be doing that. Obviously, you're too civilized in order to make such an uncivilized mistake as that. This looks decent. This looks decent, I have to say. Ooh, I know. We need a wall locker, maybe something, because I always think you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna get hurt as the chief engineer or somebody else is. And so I thought, what about a medical doctor's wall? Medicine? No. There has to be... First aid. Is there one of those for the wall? Medical. Nanomed. Suppose I could add that in there, but that would just be overkill. That just seems... Natural chemicals only. Of course. I think it's medicine. I really do think it's going to be medicine wall locker. Let's I don't know if the chief engineer can unlock that. We'll have to test this later, I suppose. What else can we put in here? Obviously, I need an air alarm. I could put that over here, because the air alarm, actually, you don't need to be able to reach... Well, if you want to reset it, I suppose, but... The air alarm is not what detects it when something's wrong. It is the receiver of information from things like the scrubber and the air vent. And when these things detect that there's something wrong, this thing goes nuts and goes like, oh my god, everything's wrong. So, important distinction. Yeah, that seems to work. I'm happy about that for the time being. The original thought that I had was actually to have this to be 2 doors that are accessible through here. They're publicly accessible. And then I thought to myself, this would sort of be the engineering and atmospherics foyer. Reception area, whatever. So you can go here and bother the engineers to get stuff, and you can go down here to bother the atmospherics guys. You might think, well, there are engineering doors right behind you. Yes, there is going to be some mixing of engineering and atmospherics due to how things are designed. I'm not really sure how to get around this, because atmospherics is right here. And I really do hope that this works, because I have no idea. I sort of looked at how people did it and took a long time studying different maps on how they wired up or piped up their atmospherics. As far as I can understand, this is roughly how you do it. And there's a whole explanation to this that I'm not going to go through right now, but yeah. But that being said, atmospherics is sort of at the center of engineering, if you will. I've been trying to give them some sort of a bit of exclusive space, so that this is theirs, and I thought maybe this could be theirs, or, as I've already done, this could also be theirs. This little room down here. And then they can come back into engineering. We'll see how that works out. Otherwise, well, we'll change it. No big deal. Now, I had to remember... I just suddenly remembered. I like how to hellburn, asked Riven. Well, the hellburn thing would require... I'm sorry, now you just made me remember something that I now want to tell. So bear with me for a moment. Hellburn. I really wish this was a thing in SS14. Much more so, because there is actually a thing called TEG, which I believe that it's called. It's this guy here. I'll show you very quickly. This thing. I think it's, you have to hook it up like, I can't remember how it goes. But essentially you have to build this out of 3 parts, like this. Oh wait, I think it's just because everything is facing the wrong way. There. There. And I don't know, something like that. I can't remember how it goes. Oh. But anyway, this thing exists. And the point is, you run pipes on one side with cold something gas, and you run hot into the other side, and then, you know, with something warm, and makes the whole thing spin. So the engine itself does exist. Unfortunately, it is not so well made yet and configured so that you can in fact do a proverbial hellburn. So that's the point I wanted to make. It does exist, but no hellburn. Sad. Very, very sad. Because it would be hilarious if this whole station ran on angry fire. Yeah. I'm with you, Riven. I understand what that emoji means. Now, I needed to pipe the heavy voltage, bleh, I can barely speak, back into the chief engineer's office. Now, someone who's astute might be like, but Hat, this is only 2 of total 4 engines you're running in here. I know it looks like that, but it actually isn't. I know the other 2 engines are over here, but very briefly, you see when we get up to the actual battery here, there are 2 ways this power goes in. One goes into the batteries and powers the batteries, and then comes out. Well, not properly. I can just suddenly notice I need the terminals to put. No, the terminals are in there actually. Yeah, so it's done right. So this is where the batteries gets charged. The power that goes around this doesn't go into the batteries. It's the raw power that comes out of the engine. Goes onto the wall here, onto the windows, all the way up here and connects to this power monitoring. Because you need to separate the actual battery from the raw power so you can measure them independently. At least this is how I understand the logic. And then this wire comes in from the other side as well and goes in that. So the 2 engines actually come in here at the same time. But that also means that because they're connected into this central spot, 2 other engines also go out here, back out here, and down here. So you will eventually get the total 4 engines measured through this one wire. Or so is my theory. I have this, if the logic didn't work in my head, I'd start crying. And so far I haven't started crying. So far so good. Oh my god, it's Hat. Hi Psyduck. Yes. I am Hat, and I am spaceship building. Yes, quite. Also, it's our island, by the way, Psyduck. Just saying. Squid? Oh, pizza squid. Yes. Welcome to my stream. Let's put in some tiles again. Also, you're free to join me in the stream if you want, Psyduck. If you want to talk space station with me, but if you're busy, that's also fine. Or just want to hang out, which is cool. I like just that you're here. Yes, this should work. I think this should work. What do you mean you misheard me, Psyduck? What do you mean? don't know, Psyduck. I don't know about that Hans Island thing. You might have to go see if there's some booze there and you know, if it's the right flag and everything, because I'm pretty sure it's our island. We have good fun. For those who are uninitiated and don't quite understand what the F that's going on, there is a place called Hans Islands, somewhere between the border of Canada and Denmark. And for the longest time, there was actually a war, an actual war between Canada and Denmark over this. Though, in every important respect, the most polite and sort of friendly and delightful war you can possibly imagine, that consists entirely of both sides sort of on occasion going to this island that we want from one another and taking down the other side's flag and leaving a bottle of booze, knowing very well they'll come back at one point. So, yeah. And this kind of goes back and forth. As for its value, as Psyduck has already pointed out, the island itself is a piece of shit. There is nothing there. Like, there is, it's alright, Psyduck. But there's no reason for anyone to care particularly about this island, because it has no resource value. The only problem was that it was the difference between how the border was drawn. So, either the border was drawn on around the left side of the island, making it Denmark's island, or it's drawn on the right side of the island, making it Canada's island. And we sort of, quote unquote, fought over that. Which is just fantastic. Oh, it just suddenly reminds me I need to actually wire. I need to wire this thing. Can I... Oh. I was going to say, can I somehow make you a mod, Psyduck? I would like to make you a mod. And now I can't get that window away again. Fantastic. It's alright, Psyduck. I'm just glad you're here. Sir Skellyman has joined us. Afternoon, how goes it? It goes well for engineering, for we are making engineering, you see. Engineering and Atmos. You know, there is something I wonder about when it comes to SS14 and wiring. I don't know if when you, as it were, electrify the window by running a wire underneath it, if you can in fact electrify it with more than just low voltage wires. It would be very amusing if you could also electrify it with a heavy voltage wire or just a medium one. That would be very good. I'd like that. Alright, let's do this, do that. Oh geez, what a way to get people killed. Well, that is in fact part of the point with electrified windows, is to kill people. Well, strictly speaking, it's to discourage people from breaking in, but you know, you can high voltage a floor if you want to kill people. Yes, can you? Because I have floors that have heavy voltage wire running underneath them. And you're telling me this is potentially might This might be a... I was about to say it might be a problem, but then again, I don't know about a problem. That just sounds like a solution to me. Death is discouraging. You're very right about that. That is hilarious. All right. People are saying, you know, if I they won't do it again. Yeah, you're very right about that. They probably will not. But then I don't know how would you be electrified by a heavy voltage wire, because the wire itself is insulated. Just walking on the wire will not hurt you. So I'm not sure. Not sure if it would be a thing. Want me to pop on as Alan? Believe me, Psydoc, I wish I could do that. I've actually tried at one point because I really wanted to do this co-op map making thing where people could come in and join and have fun while I do this. But every time I've tried to sort of expose the server to the internet and let people connect to it via a password, obviously, my whole internet just kind of keels over, and I don't know why. So I might have to sort of look into that one point and see if I'm doing something terribly wrong. Yeah. Okay, I think that's wired up now. So I'm talking a lot of shit, and then when I think further, I cannot think of the next step. It's okay, Psydoc. This happens to me too. This happens to me too. You shall do this now on the BPL. So yes, please do try some experimentation and see if you can get Alan electrocuted. He's a great test dummy. If not just a dummy. And I mean that in a very loving way. No hate. I think that'll do for now. You know, maybe this guy down here should have some wooden tiles, since he is very, very important once he gets up to this area. You won't be able to really tell most of the time, but maybe a few tiles of wood that you can see. Watch. Did Alan ride the lightning? And Psydoc says, watch Texas Laser Limbo video. Alan 1.0, the Gray walked right into it. Yep. I know which one he's talking about. I have seen it. Very death. Yes, Alan does die a lot. I look forward to when they actually add gray aliens to Space Station 14, as in, you know, the typical gray, you know, big head, that sort of thing. Because the whole concept with, I'm not gonna hide this for at all, but I love the whole concept that Alan had, or that Psydoc had for his character Alan, which is that the whole reason he's named Alan is because he is an alien and he had to think of like a normal name of sort of like, you know, not expose himself as an alien. So ALIEN. So he's like just changed the I to an L. So it's like Are you an alien? No, no, no. Alan, I'm not an alien. Absolutely not an alien. Or yeah. It just completely panics every time someone says, "Are you an alien?" No, 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 absolutely not. It's all right, Psydoc. It's all right. There's a whole list of things that I have to allow for. I'm the mod. That's me. So there's a whole list of things that I have to allow people to say or just configure the whole thing, because KBS 1 is a relatively new platform we've started, so there's a whole lot of things that need to be adjusted. He tried to say anal probe, and he's like, rectal probe. Yeah. Would you mind, Psydoc? Would you like to or mind being a mod? I could really use somebody that can do that. If for nothing else, just to sit there and be like, haha, I shall ban you. See how I can do that. Roles manager. Yeah. Add new. Let's see. Psydoc. Wait, I have to see. Psydoc. I think this is the right one. Yep. Here we go. Now, Psydoc is very, very powerful. Here we go. Let's see. There we go. The reason... Sir Skelly asks, so what is this map for? It is, first and foremost, for the Black Pants Legion. There are some good people there who I consider very good friends, and so it's with such things that I suddenly decide that I'm willing to spend time on that. But eventually, if I can also make the whole thing grow on my own community, which is Canium, the thing I'm hosting now, also use it for that. But for starters, it's for the BPL. Which is, there's something slightly ironic about giving this to the BPL server for the time being, which is that all the times these days that the server runs on, or rather that it does its sessions with, are times where I am sleeping. So actually, as it stands at the moment, there is no time at the BPL where there's a round going that I can participate in. There's nobody for me to play with because I have a different time zone. So there's that. So you'll never get to see me abuse your kitchens. No, no, but I'll show you the kitchen if you haven't seen it. It's not a important well, not a huge kitchen, but here it is. This is the kitchen. It's actually, there's like it has dual functions. So there is a freezer here, which obviously is where you go and butcher things and all kinds of stuff. There's the main kitchen area here that starts out with, as you have in a kitchen, an ashtray on the kitchen table and a complimentary cigarette. So while you are in the kitchen, it's very important you smoke, obviously. And there's a banana cream pie at the beginning of the round, so you can throw it at somebody, because, well... Electric grill, microwave, blah, blah, blah. And then there's the middle section here in between, which is just a service area, which is going to be used for the clown, the mime, if they want to go in here and sort of change their outfit. So that's going to be fun. So that's the kitchen area. And right behind this, as per usual, there is botany. Small botany area, not a huge thing, but it serves all the essential things. And it has direct access to the kitchen, so this is going to be good. Yeah. General service area. The bar down here. Yeah. So anyway, it was just a quick show. And Psydog tomorrow is going to an exam in surgery. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Psydog himself, the mighty Dr. Duck himself, he is very recently a proper doctor. And we've always sort of teased and said, he's a Dr. Duck or something. But he is a proper doctor now. So lots of respect. Lots of respect and congrats. I'm very happy for my friend Psydog. As long as he stays away from the island. Let's see now. I'm actually not sure why I pulled that green wire out of the door of the chief engineer, because that's supposed to stay in there. And good luck in your exam. No, not luck. You'll be fine. You are a very talented duck. A very talented one. Oh, no. Counter. We need a counter. And a window. To the wall. Yes. And then we need a window. We don't want a loose door. Nobody likes loose doors. Everybody wants windows. Then more wind door. More wind door. Oh my god, there's a duck in chat. The real MVP on this mapping effort. The duck. Hey, Rudy Ike emoji. Fun fact, I organized the band, our own Canium band, which is an actual band we have in Canium who plays music for us. I organized them to make play a song in the honor of Rudy. So he is immortalized in that song. I was very happy to do that, Psydog. Very happy. I understand there has to be lines drawn somewhere, Psydog. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate not giving up the island or not wanting to. Hey, it's a deputy icon. Man, I haven't actually checked in with him recently, deputy from the BPL. I know he suddenly stormed, but my understanding was that he was okay, and you know, just a lot of work and very tired. He is okay, says Psyduck. Very happy to hear that. Fucking better be. Oh, yes, he's very tired. No, completely understandable. Put in some airlocks. I'm just doing all this not because there isn't some stuff that needs to be sort of more fundamentally built, but sometimes in order to get a better perspective of what I need to work with, and create, I sometimes just start filling in spaces, because then it's slightly more real that way. I have a better context or sort of reference point to do whatever else I want to do. Ooh, you know what I could do instead of having those white airlocks? I can do glass airlocks and just make them engineering colored, but not lock them. That way, people can still walk through them without having access to engineering and knowing that this is engineering. Yes. This is maintenance. There's going to be shenanigans in maintenance, but that's a different story. I love this music. It's just it's one of the favorite things about that game. Plus, it's very therapeutic. Let's see. I like Danhausen. I don't know who Danhausen is, but I hope he's a nice person. Everything is dark. Maybe we can put in some lights, just so that there is a bit of light. He's an AEW wrestler. I don't know what AEW is. I did watch a lot of wrestling as a kid. I was really into watching that. It was one of the best things I found that came out of America was good old wrestling. Might not be necessary. We'll see. Post light? What on earth is a post light and how well does it work? Jesus. Alright. That is very severe. Mon Dieu. One funny thing that I know why, and it sort of makes sense, but there is one thing that I think is incredibly funny about how power works. Take the example of the power monitor. you can see on this thing it says it has a connector for HV cable, so heavy voltage. So obviously this is sort of to get the heavy voltage wire in so you can get the readings of what's the power like. But at the same time, unless you have a low voltage wire, the computer itself remains unpowered. And you think to yourself, so the heavy voltage wire itself is just just can't really power anything. Like there isn't like there's a converter or a capacitor or some other thing in there that could just throttle down some of that power after it's measured and be like, hey, could you power the station? I know it doesn't really work like that, but I think it's funny you can get heavy voltage in, but no actual computer power. Oh, Link, what's this? The Danhausen Show. Okay, very nice. Just lots of mullet. Danhausen, very nice, very evil. Okay, fair enough. Riven says, is it like an airplane has a small engine to start the engine? Well, most vehicles do that. Even cars have this thing that's called a starter motor or starter engine, which is that sort of revs the main engine to start while it feeds it fuel. So, like I said, it's not that I can't sort of think my way to it, but the idea of just having power going into something but not actually powering it, just WTF. Oh, fun fact, by the way, if I hadn't said this earlier, this whole station is a spaceship, and it moves. Like, even now in its current state, when you power it, there is an actual, like, it has engines. So, this thing can fly. One of the things I still have to do is there's a thing I have to add to this whole thing so that it only moves up to a certain speed, so to limit the velocity, or rather the max speed it can go. Because let me tell you, even with my tests that I did on my own local server, this thing will go. Like, it really goes. So, I'm not sure that's a good idea that something this size can move as fast as it does. And it does. So I might have to slow it down for the sake of the server and, yeah. It's a whole new concept that a space station can move. But they can. Let's start this over again. Here, this is, by the way, I don't know why I haven't done this yet. I should save so that in case this thing crashes, which it might, so that I don't lose any changes. Well, I mean, I say lose changes. It does actually do autosave, so there is a way you can recover things, but that is a very, very bothersome task. So if anyone out there somehow in the future, long, maybe after I'm dead or something, watches this and things haven't moved forward, or just watches this at some later point, if your server crashes while you're map making, don't panic. There is an autosave that you can go find, which is under the server, like there's a bin folder in your main server or code repository, and under this there's a server, and then under there, eventually somewhere down in that structure under data, you can find the autosave. So there's a way to recover. Do not panic. I know I did at one point. Like the first thing I made back then, I genuinely thought I had lost all progress, and I sort of just went, fuck. Like I was still playing with the idea of rebuilding the whole thing from scratch, and I almost started again, and I was like, no, this is, I can't do it. But ended up not being necessary. So happy day. Hey, Silicon Soul has joined the chat. He spins with the Singulo. Yeah, well, this is unfortunately there's no Singulo on this ship. I thought about it, and I thought about what I'd do is basically put it where the Atmos stuff is right now. But then I had to still solve, like, where do I put Atmos then? So, unfortunately, no room for Singulo. Maybe one day I'll do a redesign of engineering, but not yet. Oh, wait, this is where... No, I did fix that. I thought... Okay. I suddenly realized, sorry, this is sort of an aside. I remembered suddenly that there was a problem with wiring that I was facing earlier with heavy voltage cables that was running under the wall but didn't quite do so properly. So things were not connected. Putting this back in. There we go. Much better. So being that it is a ship with... What sort of special problems can you add, as in, like, radiation? I did think about one of the ways I could power this ship was through faulty RTGs, or rather broken RTGs, that would, like, spew out loads of radiation. That could be funny. Oh hey, it's Diggs! Yeehaw! My buddy Diggs. My best friend. Everyone should have a bear friend. You can't have Diggs though. Meteors are definitely a risk. You can definitely, the money counters are shipped. Oh, I still haven't set up the account for this thing yet, by the way. I should. I'm a dumbass. Oh, there are events. There are events. Meteors. Oh, that needs to be a thing again. I remember those. That's a fun thing. It is exactly what it sounds like, Silicon Soul. It is meteors made of meat. So that was, in fact, many cases what would happen is that when the event happened, the chef would be like up front and be like, "Give me that meat." Oops, excuse me. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Yeah. do. Oh. Do. There we go. And then we place... No, not from this thing. Solid wall. No, wait. We need tile. En tile. A tile. What was that gas thing you can... I know you can adjust gas. What is it again? Adjust... No, wait. Fix grid Atmos. That's the thing. And then I need to... What that does is it will basically populate all the tiles with proper gas mixture so that it's breathable. And I need to give it an ID, which is 417. That's the thing right there. And then we'll save it again. And we need all the MV cable, all of it. I'm now suddenly thinking, should the gravity generator have its own substation? Because currently I was thinking the whole of engineering and atmospherics and everything that's in it should be powered by 2 substations. And I thought that's gonna be plenty. But if I wanted to like segment it sort of so that it has its own thing, I could do that. What do you think, guys? I have a yes from Psydoc, so that's 1 in the favor of a dedicated substation for the gravity generator. It's gonna have its own APC, but should it also have its own substation? A substation, for those who don't know, is a slightly larger version of an APC, an area power control unit. Reduces the voltage of electricity put into it, blah 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 blah, yeah. Silicon Soul says, gravity is convenient, and I imagine the generator has a large draw. I actually don't know how much power it draws, but yeah, in general they tend to, the things like that tend to go to like slurp when it comes to power. Let's try it for the moment until we change our mind. Until we change our mind. then we're going to have a HV cable. Oh. This is going to be an interesting puzzle to solve then. Because we're... Oh. This might be less feasible all of a sudden. Or will it? Huh. I have to navigate the heavy voltage cable all the way to the right side of the battery so that it doesn't go to it before that. Before it gets into the battery. Because raw power... Wait, I can just do it like this, I guess. Yeah, that'd be a way to do it. Let's try that for now. That seems to work. I just sat staring at it for a bit and be like, will this work? Will this be fine? I think it will. I think it will. Just making sure there's power out there as well. Let's put in another APC, because I kind of want to... There's part of me that really want to very soonish test what I have so far to see if it works the way it should. Shipbreaker music, says Diggs. Need a volume 2. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know how many hours I've listened to this. There's a metric somewhere in the system, I suppose, but it is a lot. Like, I've listened to the soundtrack a lot. It's slowly beginning to take shape, I have to say. Like, I can feel that, you know, given that I'm not going to change a whole lot about the overall shape of engineering in Atmos, I think this will work. It's going to be one of the more elongated atmospherics and engineering departments out there. But hey, I don't care. It's my creation. It's amazing. You know, I think this will oh wait, or will it? I was gonna say, will this work enough for me to go and have an inspection of it as a proper player? Or no, there's not a lot of power going in this hallway, so it probably won't work. But I can initiate it. I can initiate this. Plus, I think it's a good time to slowly begin to wind this down, because I just kind of wanted to make a good chunk of progress with this, but I also kind of want to see how it works in practice for testing. So let's do some testing. I can't remember what map this is, but let's guess that it's 18. Yep, that's it. Everything is shut off. Well, no, not completely. Let's turn the sound up a bit on this thing. It works. At least that part does. The generator is online. It's powered. Good. Let's try to start the engine. Oh wait, did I delete all the fuel? Oh, almost. Delete wire. That's one engine, 2 engine, 3 engine should be plenty for starting, for testing. Let's see. Turn on. Turn on. Turn on. What does this thing say? Aha! I have so many generators on this ship. I might have to adjust that. I don't want to... Well, maybe it's not a problem. I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those. Uh-huh, yeah. An array of 4. Yep. Correctly connected. Oh. Slight fallout there. A slight hiccup in the power grid. Well, it seems to be fine. Let's just get the 4th thing started up. AME. Start the 4th generator. There we go. What? What? Did I not power this correctly? What's going on here? What on earth? It has 100%. What? Wait a minute. Is this one of those dumb situations? What? No. No, it is powered. It is right there, as it should be. What's going on? Does it really need to go all the way over there? What's going on? Why is it not powering this guy's room? This is why you test, by the way. What? You're joking me. Why? There's a lot of leftover power cables here that I need to get rid of. Have you made the appropriate offerings to the machine spirit? Apparently not. Apparently not. Well, good to know that there are things I need to fix. I'm gonna put in the wood table. There we go. Everything looks somewhat normal again. Yeah, he's also properly connected. I don't know why the light seems to be flickering a little bit. I need to check up why that is, because I don't recall that there should be flickering lights in this way where sometimes the power gets interrupted. Not sure why that's happening. I have to investigate that. There it goes again. Right, let's see if the rest of the ship is doing fine. Security seems to be fine. I'll have to change these labels, but I tried to name them like red cell, blue cell, green cell, but didn't quite go as I'd hoped. Good old medbay. The most hateful medbay that there's ever been. The thing that from the beginning discriminates against you. It's a great medbay. Great medbay. Yes. It does. It does have 2 chem stations. It is a standing chemistry station, so in other words, there's no sitting here. You can't sit down and do chemistry. You must stand up. But, like the good old days from SS-13, it also has, like, I don't want to talk to you shutters. And also, I want to murder people in this room shutters. Very important. There it goes again with that light. Why is that? Why does the light flicker? Does it interrupt the power completely? Like, if I'm standing here looking at the cloning console, is the computer's just going to turn off? Yeah. What have I done wrong? I've done something wrong with the power, otherwise it wouldn't behave like that. Does this side of the station do it too? Now this seems to be stable on the left side of the ship. Well, that's an improvement. That means I didn't fuck up the entire power grid. I was worried that might have been the case, but doesn't seem to be the case. Good. This is cargo. This is salvage. Power flickers at the wrong time. You wind up with a conscious but half-done clone. Ugh. One of the APCs was red. The one on the bottom. Where? Left? Oh, well, he's probably just not connected properly. Well, that's okay, because that shouldn't make out everything else. Yeah, no, he's just, the problem with this guy here, I can see that already, is because he's not connected to a yellow wire. So he's not actually connected to the power grid at all. Yeah. There's definitely something wrong with the power grid in the middle and the power grid on the right, but the one on the left doesn't seem to have any issues. This part over here seems fine. QM's office. Has his own bathroom. backup power. This is actually inspired by Hard Space Shipbreakers. So the whole point is, as a salvage team, you can sort of capture things in between these two prongs. And then you can open these doors on either side and start flinging things into them. And it'll be transported into the ship. And it actually works. Like, it's not just there for show. Like, the whole system works. You just start this thing. And then you can, like, I'll even, like, check this out. Let's take this thing. So, see? Then when you're ready to pick it up, what you can do, if you really want to, first of all, you can close this thing so it's secure, and then you can go in here. Pick stuff up. Same thing goes for the other side. The only difference is the other side has a recycler system that you can turn on. So if you want to, you can turn on these recyclers, which you can also emag. So in case it gets emagged and you chucks a person in here, he gets eaten alive, which is funny. But you don't have to use them. Again, see? This thing actually gets taken all the way to salvage in a little sort of, I call it a salvage basket. You see? Ends up here. Whoop. What you can then do is obviously take it across here. If you really want to take it all the way to cargo, if you're like, oh, this stuff needs to be sold to cargo or given to them, you can just go here and chuck it on this conveyor belt here. And it gets delivered to cargo. Which I think is a neat idea. Not sure if it's going to be used, but who cares? It could also be just a body that comes in, which would be funny. Alright, well, everything seems to work. Aside from this weird issue with the power flickering. Let's fly. Let's fly with this thing, because it can. Here's the actual station. Might be able to slightly see in the background that it is actually flying. We can also do it like this. Check it out. See? I'm standing still. I have to, like, to keep up. I'm standing still. See? The ship is just passing by me now. this flickering stuff bothers me. Why do you do this? Well, that is a problem for another day. We have been successful, I feel, in making great advances in the engineering department. There's still a bit of ways to go. I don't think I'll have it ready at all for this weekend's session, but maybe for the next one. Who knows? But for the moment, that is all I am going to do today, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'm just gonna turn down the music here, and yeah. Any last words anyone want to? No, I'm just gonna say that, you know, thanks for staying with me for a bit of time, watching me do mapping. Hopefully it was enjoyable, and I'll just see you next time, and you will be played out by the sweet rear-ended serenading of our own very own band, the Roaring Buttholes. Take care of yourself, everybody, and be excellent to one another.
Like thunder from the sky, sworn to fight and die. We are warriors, warriors of the world. Brothers everywhere, raise your hands into the air. We are Canadians, warriors of the world.